Hi, you're watching Eat This with Cassandra Stewart. Today we're in the kitchen working with eggs. We're going to be making a frittata today. And I'd like to dedicate this frittata to my sister-in-law, Lori Hayes, my first and only subscriber. Big love to you, sister. Okay, let's get started. Here we go. I've already cracked 7 eggs into this bowl. I'm going to do 3 per person because there's 3 of us here. So 9 eggs in total. Just going to finish cracking them. Boom, there they go. In addition to this, I'm going to put some liquid in. I have half and half here. I'm going to put maybe a quarter to a third of a cup in there, depending on how much you like in yours. First thing we're going to do, season. We're going to season the eggs with a little bit of salt. Don't be afraid to season your food. It's not going to taste salty. It's just not going to be bland. I'm going to turn in some cracked pepper. And here's the point where you can put in any flavor you like. Today, I'm going for a little bit of sriracha. Just a little. Get that open. Just a little turn like that. If you don't want hot sauce in yours, leave it out. Perhaps you like Dijon mustard. You want yours a little tangy. You could put some mustard in. You could put some sour cream in. Any flavor that you like. This is a basic dish that you can use to get inspired, to put in the flavors that you love. And I think once you get the hang of it, you're going to be able to make it your own. Turning the pan on to medium. And I think those are mixed up pretty well. I'm going to put some things in this frittata, some things that are full of flavor and will make it extra tasty. This is what gives your frittata substance. This is what gives it flavor. Your eggs are sort of a blank palette. You're going to want to flavor them how you want to. So what I'm going to be using is some bell pepper, and I happen to have a yellow one, a piece of one in the fridge. And do you see what I'm doing here? I don't know whether you can see this, but I'm cutting on the inside. If you try to use this waxy, harder surface to cut with, you have a better chance of cutting your fingers off. So try and cut on the inside. Make some nice long strips. Turn them around to the side and just chop into a little dice. There you go. Into that, we're going to put some onion in as well. And here it is. I just cut the cheek off, just a little piece of it on the outside. Pulled the paper off, and there are ribs going down this little piece of onion. Mother Nature made a nice little guideline for you, so you can just cut along those elongated ribs, turn it around, and you get a nice little onion dice. Here we go. Just keep chopping until you get to the end. Try and curl your fingers down so you don't cut them. It's very easy to do. All right, so I got a little pile of peppers and onions here. I'm going to put some butter in our warmed pan. And I'd like to get a good amount of butter in there because this is what's going to saute the vegetables and keep your frittata from sticking so that you can get it out when you're done. Plus, it tastes amazing. So, Let's put our veggies in. I'm going to turn this down a little bit because I don't want these vegetables to brown. I just want to soften them up and cook them through a little bit. Now, when you're cooking these vegetables, when you're sweating them, you're just going to give them a little ride around the pan every now and then. Just keep turning them around every now and then until you get them to their desired doneness. This is only going to take you about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. This is not a long process. I'm going to whip up my eggs a little bit more. I want to make sure that everything is incorporated. I don't want any white bits. The other thing I'm going to put in this frittata is some sausage, some breakfast sausage. Just from that little tubey thing that you buy in the store. What I'm going to do is squeeze out a couple of inches, crank the heat up a little bit more, and just pull it apart and throw it into the pan. Little bitty globs all over the place. I was inspired by a country omelet I had at a little diner once, and they had just about everything in this omelet, and I just went crazy for it. Every time we go back there, I get the country omelet. So I think they had more in it than mine, but I really love how this comes out. It has a wonderful flavor with all these ingredients in it. If you don't like these ingredients, you can use whatever you like. You don't like bell pepper? Put some tomato in. Wash your hands, always wash. Now, like I said, we're going to stir this around. It's already smelling incredible. I like to make sure that it's all cooked through before I pour the egg mixture into it. I don't want any pink parts in my sausage, even though this is going to get cooked through in the oven. This is an extremely versatile and substantial dish, not to mention delicious. And when it comes out, it looks amazing. People eat with their eyes too. But it's smelling really good. Almost there. Okay. I think that looks good. I don't know whether you can see, but all the sausage is cooked through. The peppers and onions are softened nicely. There's still a lot of butter in the pan to cook the eggs. It's very warm. It's going to give the eggs a good start when you put them in the pan. So here we go. You give it another whisk before I throw it in. Can you see that? I'm just putting it in the pan all over that. Looks good, doesn't it? All right. The next thing we're going to put in our frittata is some bacon. And I took this bacon pretty far because I wanted some texture and some flavor in the omelet. And because if you leave it a little bit flabby, it's going to taste like that when your product is finished. So I'm just going to crumple this bacon into this egg mixture while I'm getting it hot on the bottom. There we go. might have taken this bacon a little bit farther than I wanted. But hey, don't be afraid to make mistakes in the kitchen. This is how we learn. And if we're really lucky, this is how we'll make something new and fantastic. A lot of recipes were created because somebody made a mistake somewhere along the way in the recipe that they were trying to make. So here we go. Last thing I'm going to put in this is some shredded Fiesta cheese. And I'm going to give it a very generous coating all over the top. There we go. That wasn't hard, was it? I'm going to turn this off now because I'm going to put it in a 400-degree oven for maybe 15 minutes until I can see it jiggle in the middle and I can take it out. It'll have some carryover cooking and it'll be just perfect. So here I am going to the oven. It's already preheated to 400 degrees. Putting it in a rack in the middle of the oven. And I'm going to leave it there for 15 minutes, but I might check it at 10 minutes to see how far it's come along. So we're going to wait and see how our frittata turns out. I'm so excited. Hi, it's been about 12 minutes, and at the end, I put this frittata on broil so that I could get the top part, the cheesy part, all crusty and brown. Now we're going to try and turn it out onto the plate. Here we go. There it is. This is my country frittata. Bacon, sausage, peppers, onions, and cheese. Eat this. You're going to look like a rock star.